first, a couple of key reports are due out this week on America's housing market. Existing and new home sales will be released in the next few days. The news has not been good lately for the housing market, and it looks like it may not be getting any better anytime soon. Now, here to help us understand why the housing market simply isn't recovering is Gene Marks of the Marks Group and columnist for the New York Times and Forbes magazines. Hey, Gene.
Hey, Joyce. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Happy Father's Day.
Thanks.
Well, that tax credit, getting back to people's houses where they're cooking out and trying to gather today, that tax credit seemed to help stimulate, but once it was gone, back in the toilet. So did it help or hurt the housing recovery at all?
Well, it helped for a certain period of time, and I really don't want to bum everybody out on Father's Day, but you know, you're right. There's going to be this data coming out this week on sales of new homes and sales of existing homes, and it's not going to be very good. So the effect of that tax credit has kind of gone away, and we're still seeing really flat numbers, even declining numbers some people are forecasting for this week.
And now people are really struggling to hold on. They can't really afford to sell their homes, and would-be home buyers can't even get a loan. So what's it going to take?
Well, you know, first of all, we have to keep in mind that most Americans buy their homes, like me, for like a long-term investment, right? So it's really the people that are out there trying to sell their homes that are really in sort of a situation right now. So what's it going to take? I mean, the economy itself has got to grow a little bit, and it depends on the area that you're in. Believe it or not, in the Philadelphia area, we haven't done so bad compared to some other parts of the country. We're still not doing as great as parts of, believe it or not, like Austin, Texas, and Silicon Valley, where there's a lot of technology and universities and all of that. But the Philadelphia area, Montgomery County, there's actually home prices have gone up actually, or stayed steady. In Bucks County, they've declined a little bit. So, I mean, compared to the rest of the nation, we're not doing that bad. So, you know, what are we going to do? We're going to try and stick it out and hopefully ride through and see these numbers come up a little bit.
And you know, Gene, we keep hearing that those desirable homes will sell, will sell. Are there not enough of these really desirable homes out there? Do people not want these houses? What's the deal?
No, I think what it is just we're talking about supply and demand. We're going to see when these numbers come out, Joyce, this week, that still the economy is flat. It's a very slow growth economy. So unless you're living in an area where the money is really coming in, where you know the economy locally is growing, where again there's a lot of good industry, you're still going to be in sort of a flat area for real estate. So what do? Just expect, if you're selling a house in the Philadelphia area over the next couple of years, well, they're really not expecting growth until 2014. It's going to be tough. If you don't have any plans to sell, sit on your house and hopefully you can ride this out.
And hang in there. Okay, so what do you expect Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke to say in his second ever news conference this week?
Unbelievable.
This is serious.
So, it really is. So, okay, we talked about the housing numbers. The other big event this week, like you just mentioned, is Chairman Bernanke is having his news conference. Second ever in history. They usually kind of mumble in front of Senate committees, right? Three big things will come out in this news conference that we want to be watching. Number one is he's going to be projecting very slow growth in the economy, about 1.9% growth in the GDP for this quarter, and only about 2 to 3% for the year. However, low inflation and low interest rates. So if you're looking for that house, getting back to that topic before, and you can get a loan, the interest rates are really low. That's a good thing. And inflation numbers are also still staying relatively down. So that's another little bright point. Trying to bring some good news for you tonight.
All right, we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. Yep. Gene Marks, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Joyce.
All right, well, looking